Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We are going to be making a freezer meal and a freezer dessert. Now you can make this meal right away or you can put it in the freezer. You're going to be seeing a lot of different freezer meals coming your way here in the fall and the winter time. This one here is just a small introductory to a lot of the freezer meals that I'm going to create for all of you. This one here is narrated, but in the future videos, I will be teaching you how to make freezer meals. Now the recipe is going to be in the description box and an iCard at the end of this video, but they are printable recipes that you will find in the description box. This is my signature green bean casserole, and I am using chicken that is home canned. We're going to go ahead and add 2 cans of cream soup. Now you can use whichever cream soup you wish. I am using one is chicken and one is mushroom, but you can choose whichever ones you wish. This is somewhat of a casserole that you can design however you like. After we add the 2 cans of cream soup, then we will go ahead and add the chicken. I added 2 pints of home canned chicken, and then I also added about a half a pound of shredded cheese. I use whatever cheese I have on hand. This happens to be cheddar. Now we're just going to go ahead and mix everything together. We're making it quite thick because I am going to be placing it into the freezer. And this freezes really nicely, and it's really nice to have a meal in the freezer on those days when you don't feel like cooking, or maybe you have friends or family come over and you weren't prepared for it. I am putting it into this foil pan, but in future videos I will be putting them in gallon bags just to give more freezer space. Really simple and easy to do. Now I am going to be adding cracker crumbs to mine. The recipe did call for the French onions, but that is fried and we want to go with a little bit less fried food, but I am giving you the original recipe in the description box. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Ritz crackers, and then I'm going to mix the Ritz crackers in with butter, and that makes it really good. But you can interchange, or you don't need to have any of the crackers. It's all depending on what you like. And now I'm going to be putting them on top of the casserole. And now I'm just going to go ahead and freeze that. You can freeze it as is. So we're just going to put foil on the top, and we're then going to bake it at 350 degrees for about 1 hour. And then we're going to put it in the freezer. Or you can freeze it raw and then bake it afterwards, which would take you longer if you let it thaw. So I would suggest you bake it first and then put it in the freezer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make some apple pie filling that can go in the freezer. And that recipe, of course, is in the description box below. Now we are peeling our apples, but we are adding some lemon juice, which I home canned, and that we will keep in the water to keep the apples from browning while we make the apple pie filling. Let's go ahead and peel the apples. I'm going to go ahead and use the apple slicer that came with the apple peeler. These are thick slices, which makes it really nice if you're going to freeze it, because that way they don't get mushy. Now, both these meals you can actually make now and you can eat them, or you can both put them in the freezer. When we grew up at home, we had apple crisp like this as a meal. So we had it as a meal sometimes for in the evening, and a lot of people eat it just for dessert. I'm going to go ahead and make the apple pie filling. Instead of using water, I did use apple juice because it made it such more richer taste. You can interchange the water for the apple juice, and that's what I like to do if I have it on hand. It is apple juice, and we got a little bit of butter, and we also have some cinnamon, and we're going to mix this up, and we have brown sugar. And now I'm adding the apples, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil till it gets nice and thick. So we are going to be cooking the apples a little bit, just a little bit, before we put it into the freezer or put it into the oven and bake it. I took the mixture off the stove, and now I'm adding my crumbles, which I already have these prepared in a mason jar. And then I'm going to be adding some butter to this, and this will be the crunchy topping. After we put the topping on, then we can bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for another 30 minutes. And then you can freeze it. I would strongly suggest that you bake everything and then put it in the freezer. The same with the casserole. You don't have to, but it does turn out better if you bake everything and then put it in the freezer. And that's what I'm doing. So we're just going to go ahead and add all of this. And I like having a lot of toppings. The topping is brown sugar, a little bit of flour, a little bit of oats, and that's about it. So we're just going to mix this, put it on top, and then we're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to bake everything. And then after it's cool, we'll stick it in the freezer. This is a wonderful way to make a meal and have it in the freezer, or you can make it for your meal right away. I can't wait to share with you more in detail a lot of cooking recipes. This is just a little bit of a sample of what we're going to be doing a couple times a week here in the future. But this is a really good meal, and I hope you try the recipes in the description box below. And I hope you print them out and start your own Homestead Tessie cookbook, because there's a lot of recipes going to be coming your way.